as humans, we are constantly wanting more, wanting to push forward. It's almost like there's some sort of treasure that we are constantly trying to dig up. And I think we're going to get to a point, and if you're an older person, you might even already be at the point where you just stop digging because you realize that the treasure that you were looking for was there the whole time, and you didn't even see it. And you might wish you had. You might wish that you had just slowed down, enjoyed the simple things. That's really all we have is right now, And I've been fighting with myself. I have been fighting so hard with myself with this pursuit of something more, something else, something different. I've come to the realization now that the thing that we are constantly chasing is not an external thing. It's not something that we can hold in our hands. It's not tangible. What we are seeking and what we are chasing is acceptance within ourselves. Why don't we accept ourselves? I think that the closest we can ever get to fully embracing and accepting ourselves is only ever going to be found when we do slow down, when we do find peace in the little things, in the sound of my fountain, in the sound of the birds, in the fresh air that is damp from the rain that was coming down last night, the sound of the rain that was coming down last night. I wonder if maybe it's a defense mechanism, constantly thinking about what we can do next, constantly chasing after something external, that new car, that new house, that new job, the money, the watch. Maybe it's a defense mechanism to keep us distracted from the truth of we're all going to the same place. That's the funny thing about life. No one gets out alive. And I have to think, and I have to sit down, and I have to realize that what I'm looking for, what I'm searching for, I already have it. I'm already so blessed. And all we could really, truly want in this life is just another moment to breathe. Maybe that's all we should be focusing on, Maybe that's it. Be grateful for your next breath. Be grateful that you can tell your loved ones that you love them and that you can hug them. And be grateful that you have what you have now. I read a story the other day of a man who has nothing. He lives under a bridge, and this girl was biking when her tire went flat. She was walking with her bike that had a flat tire, and this man comes out from under the bridge, and he's walking up to her, and her immediate thought is, oh great, this guy's gonna ask me for some money. She was her body language, as you can imagine, was leaning towards, leave me alone, I don't want to talk to you. And he said to her, I see you have a flat tire on your bike. I have a tube. I have an extra tube if you want it. She couldn't believe it. she was a little bit unsure. She said, no, it's okay. She was a bit cautious. And he kept saying, no, let me do this for you. I have this extra tube and I can help you. And so she finally, after a while going back and forth, she finally said, okay. So she goes under this bridge and she sees that all this man has is a cage with a bird in it and a bag. And in that bag, that small bag, he pulls out a tube. His only one, which for him probably is worth so much, right? To have that. And he was willing to give that away to someone who, in her words, said, I have so much more as far as material possessions go, and I am in a way better. Is that the proper language? I'm in a much better situation than him, and he's offering to give me what little he has. He changes her tube for her, and he pumps up the tire, and away she goes. And she said, I can't believe that this man who has nothing, literally nothing, gave me this extra tube that he had, the only one that he would have had, and did that for me, when I am in a position that is greater than him, because I have way more material possessions. And I thought, first of all, I'm really proud of that woman for sharing that story, because it is something that is very humbling and many people need to hear. But I think that that's where we all have it twisted. I think that to think that having material possessions makes us better off, I have to disagree. I have to disagree with that, or at least I have to question, because this man did a good deed, and this man, he had a roof over his head. It might have been a bridge. He had a pet bird, and he had little possessions. But that's all external, right? What does he have in here that is different, and what does he have in here that is greater than we have? I believe he has much more wisdom, and I believe that, he sure has a big heart, because I know a lot of people who, and I bet a lot of people drove by that girl. They didn't even notice her. They didn't even notice that she was in that situation. And even if they did, they wouldn't have done anything to help her. People nowadays are so busy with their own lives, and they're so caught up in their next thing. They're so caught up in the chase for more, that we are forgetting to help each other. We are forgetting to do good deeds. We are forgetting the whole point of our existence, which is, well, I think to just stop questioning and stop chasing. But good deeds really do go a long way. And I think that the world that we're living in right now is lacking connection. And I think that that's why so many people are lost, and so many people are depressed, and so many people are anxious and lonely, is because we don't have true connection anymore. I was trying to film a video last week, and I realized that I have a very difficult time articulating my words, like my thoughts into words. And I realized that, and yes, it has a lot to do with the fact that I have become a mom, and I am a little bit more isolated than I used to be. But I have a feeling that a lot of the reason why we have such a hard time articulating our thoughts into words is because most of the time, for a majority of our day, depending on your life and where you're at, but we spend a lot more time putting our words into a text message than actually speaking it. And I thought, God, I can't believe and I was starting to get hard on myself. Why am I starting a YouTube channel? Like, why am I talking? What am I doing? I can't even say what I'm trying to say. Nothing makes sense. Nothing's coming out properly. And I dabbled with the idea of giving up and thought, maybe I should just give up on this. What am I doing? And then I realized, like, we need to start being able to articulate ourselves better. I need to start being able to articulate myself better. And I don't want to give up. I enjoy doing this, and I want to keep showing up, even if I have no idea what it is that I'm doing. And I realized too that my memory, so much of my life has been affected from social media and scrolling and looking at all these reels, and I don't really want to continue consuming. And I think that many of us should stop consuming so much, and we should start creating, because I also feel like every single one of us has a gift, has something to offer the world. And if we all work together, we can get to that place, that peacefulness, that we don't have to keep living like it's every man for himself, and we have to keep comparing ourselves to each other and be better and one-upping each other, and like, what are we trying to show? What are we trying to prove by constantly competing with each other? I think we all need to start putting ourselves out there and living with that purpose that we know we have. I think that part of the reason why I used to drink and why I dabbled in those negative vibrational habits was because I knew that I wasn't living up to my full potential, and I knew that I wasn't creating what I wanted to create. And I think that is because we are kind of conditioned to be hard on ourselves. We are conditioned to have those limiting beliefs that say you can't do something, or you're not good enough, you're not from the right family, you're not educated enough, you don't have enough this, or that's too saturated, or I don't have anything to really show for, like, I don't have anything to offer. We will honestly do anything to get in our own way. I just think that that's the way we're wired, and truly we are our own worst enemy, and we have to constantly fight ourselves. We're constantly having to fight. It's a battle to push ourselves to do something, to push ourselves out of our comfort zone. You are good enough. You do have something to offer. You do have something to bring to this world, and we do need you. It's you who is in your own way, and it's you who keeps telling yourself that you can't. And so what happens when we do that? What happens when we keep telling ourselves we can't do this because of that reason? We're not good enough. We're not educated enough, blah, blah, blah. What happens then? We sit down, we shut up, and we just settle. We settle for the life that we aren't 100% happy with. We settle for monotony and constantly having that feeling of dread that will naturally make you want to do things that aren't good for you. You'll want to scroll more, you'll want to drink, you'll want to do the things that you know you shouldn't be doing. And I know for me that was the case. I was drinking because I was bored, and I was bored because I wasn't allowing myself to do the thing. It was really scary for me I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel, and it was very scary for me to get comfortable with filming and with talking to the camera and doing this. And I put it off for so long, and I'm still very uncomfortable. I'm still very, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't understand why I'm showing up and doing this, but I know that I should be doing this for some reason. And sometimes that's the whole point, right? To have faith is to believe in something before you can see it. So believing that you are on the right track, and believing there's a reason why you're being called to do something and to just show up and do it. When I signed up to be a volunteer firefighter, I had no idea why I was doing that. I had no idea why I was pulled to become a volunteer firefighter. And I didn't believe in myself. I thought it was a joke, honestly. Like, I thought that they were going to see me when I walked into that fire station and they were going to say no. But they didn't say no. They said yes. And I think that was a really big lesson for me to learn, is that just because we don't believe in ourselves doesn't mean other people won't believe in us. And doesn't mean that, our thoughts can constantly lie to us. And you are able to do anything that you want in this world, right? Anything that you are being called to do, you can do it. And thank God I did, because I learned so much about myself. I gained confidence. I met amazing people. I learned skills that will prove valuable throughout my lifetime. And it was a really amazing life growth experience for me. And I think that if it wasn't for putting myself in the position to do that, I probably wouldn't have the confidence or the courage to be showing up here on YouTube, because I've proven to myself that even when I doubt myself, I'm still capable. If I just keep showing up and I just keep going, something good will come of it. So it doesn't have to make sense at first. You don't have to have it all figured out. You might have a big dream and a big vision of what it is that you want to do. And that is so important, to have the big dream, because that's kind of what motivates us and inspires us to start. But it's very important to, yes, to dream big, but also to be willing and able to allow ourselves to show up and start small, right? You can't expect to start and everything be perfect. You can't expect to start at your destination. The journey is the best part. And every single step that you take towards what it is that you truly want to accomplish in this life, every single step will open up another door for you. Things will slowly unravel. It's like, playing video games. I love playing a video game. It's called Seven Days to Die, and I dabble in video games every now and then, mostly in the winter. But most video games have a map, right? And when you start the game, you don't just see the whole map. You have to explore the map. You have to unravel the map. You have to get out and go and see new places before it'll show up on the map. And that is exactly like following a goal, following a dream, chasing something, starting a new business, anything that you want to do in life. You don't see the whole picture from the get-go. And that's fun. I don't know if I would like to see the whole picture. I love being able to explore the map and uncover new things. And I think when we apply that to real life, we get scared. And I think we get scared because we want to make sure that we're going to uncover everything and that we're going to succeed. And we're scared of failure as humans. We're scared of being judged, and we're scared of other people's opinions. But the sooner you can forget other people's opinions, and the sooner that you can realize that this is your life and you only get one of them, and you are enough and your peace matters, and screw what other people think, the sooner you can get to that point, the better. If you can finally just say, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to work my butt off. I'm going to keep showing up, and I'm going to keep believing in myself. And I don't care what other people think. I don't care if other people judge me. I don't care if I fail, because every failure actually is a success, right? If you put yourself in the position to fail, you learn. And that's what this is all about, is learning. If you can do that, then you are set, right? Start the thing. Do what you want to do with your life. Don't wait. Stop waiting. The time is right now. The right time is right now, right? The sooner that you get started, the better. Because the sooner that you get started, the sooner you're going to learn, and the sooner you're going to see the fruits of your labor. All you have to do is believe in yourself and never give up. Keep showing up, even if it doesn't make sense right now. Even if you can't see the big picture. You are worthy of so much, and you are worthy of applying yourself in the ways that you truly want to. It doesn't matter if there's people in your life that aren't supporting you. Then if you have the ability, get rid of those people, right? You don't have to give your energy to everyone. You don't have to be in a relationship with someone who doesn't support you, right? You are choosing to, and you can choose not to. You are responsible for you, and your peace is the biggest, most important thing on this planet. Being at peace with yourself and feeling like you are living your purpose. You can do anything that you want to do in this life. And in a world where we are constantly feeling like we're put in a box and we're being controlled, there's so much happening. Some people can't afford to do anything. Some people can barely afford to live. They're being taxed out the ass. They're basing their life off of the money that the government, and we can't have another baby because of this, because we can't afford it. We can't live, we can't go and travel, we can't eat, we can't have that for dinner because we don't have enough. In a world that is constantly working against us, it is your responsibility. Honestly, it is your responsibility now to stand up and to work towards what it is that you want, because you have the ability to break free from those restraints. And if you just apply yourself and you just do the thing, you will get somewhere and you will find freedom, because you finally broke free from it, right? You broke free from those limiting beliefs. The social media is meant to keep you low. The social media is meant to keep you comparing yourself, and it's also meant to take up your time. It's meant to be so addicting, right? They actually created it to be so addicting that you are spending way too much time on there, and that you're not applying yourself in the real world and rising to what you should be rising to. The average person spends 2.5 hours on social media a day, and in an 80-year lifespan, that adds up to 8 years. That's an entire childhood. 8 years that you could be reclaiming and working towards yourself and doing things, becoming that person that you know that you are meant to be, for your children, for your friends, for your parents, for yourself, for anyone out there who needs to see that person's doing it. I can do it too. You have a responsibility now to show up and to bring that to the table, right? You have something in you that needs to be heard and needs to be seen from others. We need more of you. We need more of that in this world, because it's not fair that we're living in these situations where we don't believe in ourselves, and we're being seriously strapped down and put in this box, and people are struggling because people aren't believing in themselves. People are scared to put themselves out there and to apply themselves and to do the thing, because they think that other people are going to judge, or they think that they're going to fail. It's our duty and our job to show up and to and have that connection with others, and to share our connection, and to share our peace, and to share our love, and to share our light, and to say, you can do this. I won't judge you if you fail. You can do this. You are your own worst adversary. You are the only one standing in your way, and guess what? You don't have to do that anymore. You can do whatever it is that you are being called to do, and you can do it proudly, without fear, because we won't judge you. And that's really all I want to say today, is if you feel like there's something that you want to be doing but you're not doing it, start doing it. Put yourself out there. It's not comfortable. It's so uncomfortable. I'm going to tell you that right now. Nothing worth having ever comes easy. But you will be so proud of yourself every single time, and you will doubt yourself. Don't get me wrong, right? My last video, I was talking all about that. I was telling you how I kept deleting all my YouTube videos because I would get inspired by something and I would post it. It's scary putting yourself out of your comfort zone. You want to dip your toes in the water, but then you also want to come right back to your comfort because it's scary. It's a scary world out there. But I've made the commitment now that I'm not going to delete my videos anymore, and I'm going to allow myself to shine and just to be myself, because I am this person and I am myself right now. This is where I'm at in my life, and I'm very grateful. It's a very slim chance that each and every one of us is here today, right? Very slim chance, and we each of us have something special to offer the world. You have something special to offer the world, and it's our duty to share it, and to stop being so afraid, and to stop being so hard on ourselves. You are beautiful. I was watching a video, one of my favorite YouTubers. She's lovely. She's also on Vancouver Island, and her name is Silver and Solo on YouTube. And she said one day in one of her videos, she said, "You're not too fat and you're not too ugly." Or, "You're not too fat, you're not too old, and you're not too ugly. Just start." And I love that. I laughed out loud. I almost spat my drink out, because it's so true. Those three things. We tell ourselves we're too old, we're too fat, we're so mean to ourselves, and we're too ugly. We can't show up on screen. Like, God forbid, right? You're not too fat, you're not too old, and you're not too ugly. There's nothing that you can't do, right? And the only reason why you're not living the life of your dreams and doing the thing that you truly want to do is because you're not believing in yourself. So I just want you to know that everyone feels that way. We all have limiting beliefs. We all feel uncomfortable stepping out of our comfort zone. We all are hard on ourselves. We all don't have any clue what we're doing when we start. The only difference between someone who's very successful and someone who isn't is the person who's successful kept showing up, and they kept going even when it was hard, even when their mind and their ego kept saying, "Get out, like, pull back, come back to the comfort zone, stop. You look like a fool," right? Play the fool. Become friends with the fool. Get comfortable being a fool, because if you're going to get anywhere in life and you're going to succeed and you're going to be the person that you ultimately want to be, you're going to be a fool for a while until you become an expert. Let yourself show up as you are, where you are, with full love, full acceptance and appreciation and self-compassion. You are your best friend. You should be your best friend. And when I was 23 years old, my friend at the time, she's still my friend. I love her so much. She moved away though, so I don't see her anymore. But she said to me, and I didn't understand it at the time. I was 23 and I was lost. I was I had tunnel vision at the time. And she said, "Chase, at the end of the day, all you really have is yourself. So you better love yourself." And I thought, wow, that was, for me at the time, at the age of 23, that really stuck with me. That really resonated. And I chased it for a while. I knew I didn't love myself. I knew that I was going through a lot of problems, and I was scared and I was lost. And your 20s are hard. Your 20s are where you make your biggest mistakes, and you learn, and it's not as simple as going, "Oh, okay, I have to love myself. Got it. Okay." It's not as simple as watching this YouTube video and going, "Oh, Chase said I just need to believe in myself. Sweet, I'm going to do that now." But it's stuck with me. That's stuck with me, and that's something that I swore, I'm going to get to. I'm going to get to that point, and I'm finally there, and I'm so proud, because it's true. At the end of the day, all you have is yourself. We come into this world alone, just a little baby, unless you're a twin. We're gonna all get to the same destination one day. And all of this story that we're writing, this life, these memories that we're making, they'll just be our story. But what story do you want to look back on? You have this blank canvas that is your life. What kind of painting are you painting? Why aren't you happy? If you're not happy, why? What's getting in the way of your happiness? And I can assure you it's not other people. If you think that it's other people, then you are very sorely mistaken, because no one is in charge of your happiness. No one is responsible for your happiness and your emotions and where you are at in your life. You are responsible. And sometimes that's hard to hear, but it's true, right? If you are in a situation that you aren't happy with, it is your job to get yourself out of it. And that starts with, first of all, having that self-awareness, but believing in yourself that you are meant for more and that you can be happy, that you are deserving of happiness and you are deserving of peace and success. And this life that we're living, it isn't suffering. I hear that all the time. Life is suffering, but it's about finding the good parts. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that it's about suffering. I believe that it's meant to be lived in a happy, peaceful state. I believe that there's miracles every day around us, right? The birds that are singing, the trees that are blooming, the rain, the sun, everything is a miracle. You are a miracle. I am a miracle. Technology, as sometimes bad it is for us, is a miracle, because it does allow us to learn so much, and we have any little bit of information at our fingertips. So if there's something that you want to do and you don't know how to do it, guess what? You can Google it and learn how to do it in one day, and you can start today. You're in a pretty amazing situation where you're at right now in this world, in this life, in this generation. You can literally learn how to do anything, and you can do it. The only thing that Google and the internet and the world and others can't do for you is help you, is make you believe in yourself. That's on you. That'll always be on you. And the sooner we do it, the better. I just want you to be happy, and I just want everyone to live in a place of abundance and love and light, and I just want everyone to feel peace, and I want everyone to be in a situation in their life where they can stop to smell the roses. That is what we are here for, and we aren't stuck. We don't have to be in the situation of lack. We don't have to be in a situation of being so controlled and financially screwed, right? You can do something about it. You can start a beautiful business. There's money. There's so much money in the world, and it's available for you, right? You can have it. You can do anything. You can get there. You just have to believe in yourself. And it's not about money either, right? Like, money isn't the object of, it shouldn't be what you're searching for. What we truly should be searching for is just peace and freedom, and just living your life the way you want, right? I had a client once who, she was a painter, and she lived on a river, and she would just paint, and she'd sell her paintings for a lot of money, because she priced herself accordingly. She said, I'm worth this. A lot of people have a hard time with that. When I had my business, I should have raised my prices more than I did, right? I was offering a service that was very valuable. I had a hard time pricing myself. I had a hard time putting a price on my worth. So I kind of messed with myself there. I messed myself over there, because I should have been charging way more. Know your worth, and do not let anything stop you from doing what you want and getting what you want, right? One of my favorite movies, I'm going to wrap this conversation up now, because I am rambling, and I know it's getting long, and I appreciate if you've made it this far in the video, and you enjoy these talks, and you enjoy my company, please subscribe to my channel because I'm having fun here. And I don't know where this is going to lead. I haven't yet uncovered the map. I have no idea. All I know is I want to keep showing up. And so I'm going to keep showing up. One of my favorite movies as a girl was called The Cinderella Story. My favorite saying came from that movie. Don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. And there's so much value in that quote. Even if you fail at something, that doesn't mean you stop trying, right? Thomas Edison said, I didn't fail, I just found 10,000 ways that didn't work. You keep going, you keep trying, you keep doing the thing. Just keep going, you keep climbing. Don't look at the big picture and get overwhelmed, right? Just decide today, this is what I'm interested in. I've always wanted to do this. Okay, what stopped you? Well, that's not going to stop you anymore, and now you're going to do it. Now you're going to take the steps. So what do you need to do? What's the first step? Well, maybe the first step is buying a canvas and some paint and paintbrushes and starting to paint. Maybe it's buying a microphone, or maybe it's buying a guitar and learning how to play guitar, or maybe it's applying for that school that you didn't think that you would get into. Maybe it's building the website or starting that business. Maybe it's volunteering, right? Volunteering is an amazing way to learn new skills and get yourself out there and build confidence. I really recommend it. There's so many things that you can do, and I just hope you do it. That's enough for me today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please subscribe. And thank you so much for being here and being a part of my world, and for listening. And I hope that something I said today resonated with you. And I hope that you know that no matter what, you are valuable and you have so much to offer. And I really hope that today you show up for yourself. And I really hope that today, instead of telling yourself you can't do something, I hope you tell yourself you can, because it's true. You really can do something. You can do anything. I can't wait to see you again in my next video. And until then, please be nice to yourself, and please push yourself out of that comfort zone and just keep showing up. You've got this. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. Until next time.